fellow readers. In this video I'm going to talk about The Princess of Convenient Plot Devices by Mama Kyoro and illustration by Mitsuyo Fuji. This is volume 1. From the back, Fujoshi would normally jump at the chance to live in a BL world, and it seems like Maki Tazawa has hit the jackpot after being reincarnated into her favorite novel, The Noble King. So yes, it is an isekai. The privileged life of Princess Octavia and ample opportunity to witness BL in 3D might sound perfect, but this all comes at a cost. As much as she adores her OTP, the main character, Syl, and his lover, Prince Sirius, she draws the line at being used to solve the problem of producing a royal heir. After all, doesn't she deserve true love and a happily ever after of her own? This princess is on a mission to find a match and change her fate while she's still got time. I will just say, like, the aesthetics of this are, like, I love it. I love it so much. It's gorgeous. And I really liked the volume, but I do have some issues with some of, I don't know, the main plot elements, I don't know what I would call it, like argument of the piece, the main issue, we'll just go with the main issue at hand, is hard. I don't necessarily like any of the arguments given. I feel like there has to be an alternative. Okay, so in this world, it's okay to be gay. Like, there can be gay relationships, and a lot of them are. So the princess that she's reincarnated into, her parents are not her parents. So there's the king and his husband, but she herself is the daughter of the king's sister and her husband. But the sisters are expected to, like, have children, and then the king gets the right to adopt them. Like, I think he can adopt a boy and a girl. And the oldest son, who's the crown prince, he was the son of a different sister and her husband. But she died. And so Octavia's mother had her husband, and then there's a third prince who was born out of infidelity, where I think it was the king himself slept with, was she a maid? Anyway, he slept with somebody and they had the other prince. And so there's a lot of people that are worried that the third child, the second prince, will, like, has more dominion over the land because he's technically the king's biological son. But they don't necessarily feel that way. Like, they're fine with the crown prince still being the crown prince and becoming king. But Octavia has a problem with it, because then it's expected, since he does have a male lover that he's going to marry, that she needs to find a partner, and she's getting to that age where she'll need to find a partner and then have kids, only to give them to her brother. And it is right that she's upset about that, because that's gross, and that should never be expected of somebody. Like, women aren't just baby birthers. She should be allowed to fall in love with somebody and get married and have kids and keep her own kids. But her arguments for what the men should be doing upset me as well, because her belief is, if they want kids like that and they want an heir, then they need to do the right thing and either have an affair with a woman, even though they're gay, and have a kid that way, or marry a woman instead of the gay lover. No, I think that's the two options. They can either just have a child out of wedlock, like have a child with someone else, like just have an affair and have a kid, or you know, do the right thing and marry a woman. And I don't like that either. Like, that doesn't take into account who these people are and who they're attracted to. And in my mind, I'm like, why can't they just, like, I'm guessing because the sisters have to get married, that not everybody is gay in this world, why can't they just adopt from someone else? Like, why do they have to steal their sister's kid? I get that that's the bloodline and you want to keep it in the bloodline, but you don't force somebody to do that. Or like, there's no talk, like if the other son, like, we don't know whether or not he's going to turn out, there's nothing saying that he's gay. In fact, he's not, and I'm pretty sure he has feelings for Octavia. But there's no even thought or saying there that, you know, if he got married, that his kids would be taken away. It all falls on the sister. So I don't know, like, I was just torn because I'm like, both of these situations are gross. Like, I don't like the arguments on either side. Like, that's not how we should be talking to one another. And so Syl and Sirius think that she is kind of a villain and that she doesn't like them. But it's not really that she doesn't like them. In fact, she likes them a lot. She just doesn't want to be used and manipulated, which she knows will happen because that's the fate that she's been assigned. And also what happened in, I can't remember if this, yeah, this was a novel series. Yeah. So she knows from reading the novel series, and she always liked the character of Octavia, but she knows from reading the novel series that Octavia did always do whatever she could for their relationship, and that included having children, or the plan to have children for them. I feel like she never made it to the end to see like what happened, question mark, but yeah, but she knows that that was Octavia's plan. So Octavia in the book is quite different from her being reborn as Octavia, and she even kind of messed up the relationship between her and Syl from childhood, where they're not as close as they were book world-wise. But anyway, on top of all of this complication, which is the part of the story I really, really liked, Octavia has a guard who has a shady past. So there's kind of like almost a mistrust of him among the other people at the palace, but he's been a really good protector to her, and pretty sure he's pretty attracted to her. So I'm looking forward to seeing how their romance develops. And then at the same time, like I said, I think her younger brother has a thing for her, but that hasn't been like officially like declared, but I'm pretty sure. So I like those elements of the story, and I look forward to seeing where that goes, but I don't like the arguments happening about how the line is passed or should be passed, as it applies to queer relationships. But I also kind of get it as coming from like a Japanese perspective, because although, you know, not the whole adoption part, but there was a thought that you had to marry and have kids out of obligation to keep the lines going. So I get that if that is like the argument that she's coming from. But I'm like, even in Japan, people adopt into families all the time. So I'm like, why can't they just do that in this world? Like, whatever. Like, I doubt that the noble line would matter that much. I don't know. I just feel like there's going to have to be a different solution and a better way of working it out. At least I'm hoping, and I hope that argument kind of like just fades away because it's just stupid. And so that's the other thing, because she doesn't want to, since she seems to not like them in that whole situation very much, they think that she wants to overthrow Syl. Or there's a suspicion that she does. And she doesn't. Like, she doesn't have anything really against them. She just doesn't want to be used as a baby maker and then like have to see her kids taken away the way that her mother had to. I'm like cautiously into this one because like I said, I don't like all of the arguments in it, but I like a lot of the relationships happening in it. So I'm definitely going to see where it goes. And I love the art design. Like, top notch. I love that. It's so my style. But that's it for this video. Until next time. Bye.